Norman Reedus and Helena Christensen have both lived much of their lives in the public eye, yet their son, Mingus Reedus, has often tried to maintain a certain level of privacy, despite his family's fame. When the news broke that Mingus had been arrested for assault, it naturally became a major point of interest, not just for fans of the actor and supermodel, but for the wider media landscape. The incident, like many involving children of celebrities, sparked discussion about how difficult it is to navigate life when constantly under the public's gaze. Mingus, the son of two high-profile parents, grew up with an unavoidable spotlight. His father, Norman Reedus, is world-renowned for his role as Daryl Dixon in The Walking Dead, while his mother, Helena Christensen, is a legendary supermodel who dominated runways and magazine covers throughout the 90s. Mingus inherited the striking looks of his parents and eventually carved out his own career in modeling, landing campaigns with big fashion houses and appearing on runways himself. Yet his arrest brought a different kind of attention, one that placed his personal decisions and actions under scrutiny in a way that contrasted sharply with his earlier image as the up-and-coming model with a bright future. The story began to circulate when it was reported that Mingus was involved in an altercation during a public event. According to accounts, he allegedly struck another individual, which led to his arrest on assault charges. The case quickly attracted headlines, partly because of his famous parents and partly because any time a young celebrity or celebrity child becomes involved in trouble with the law, the public can't resist digging into the details. Some reports indicated that alcohol may have been a factor, while others suggested that the altercation escalated from what may have originally been a verbal dispute. Regardless of the specifics, the image of Mingus being taken into custody was enough to send shockwaves across entertainment outlets and social media platforms. For Norman Reedus, who has cultivated an image as a gritty, favorite actor beloved for his loyalty to the Walking Dead fan base, this must have been a difficult situation to face. He has often spoken about fatherhood and his deep love for his son, who he raised largely away from the limelight. Norman and Helena separated romantically when Mingus was still a child, but they maintained a close relationship and co-parented with a focus on stability and love. Helena, known for her elegance and creative artistry beyond her modeling, also expressed in past interviews that raising Mingus was one of her greatest joys. Having such dedicated parents has always been a defining aspect of Mingus's life, which makes his arrest all the more surprising to those who saw him as a grounded young man with a promising career ahead. The incident sparked debates about the challenges of growing up as the child of celebrities. Many argued that being constantly watched by cameras, chased by paparazzi, and expected to live up to the legacies of famous parents can lead to immense pressure. Mingus, despite not being an actor like his father or pursuing supermodel stardom like his mother, still couldn't escape comparisons and expectations. When he entered the modeling world, critics and admirers alike were quick to label him as the son of Norman Reedus and Helena Christensen, rarely giving him the chance to establish his own identity outside of their shadows. In such circumstances, mistakes made by celebrity children are magnified to a much larger degree than those of the average person. What could have been seen as a regrettable lapse in judgment for someone else becomes a defining headline when it involves someone with a recognizable last name. The arrest also raised questions about accountability and privilege. Some people online debated whether Mingus would receive the same legal consequences as any other young man arrested for assault, or whether his parents' wealth and connections would influence the outcome. This is a common theme when it comes to high-profile families facing legal troubles, and the discourse often highlights society's fascination with whether justice applies equally across different social and economic backgrounds. While no one can say definitively how the legal system will treat him, the speculation alone fueled ongoing discussions. For Helena Christensen, the news was particularly heartbreaking. As a mother, she has always been protective of Mingus, often posting affectionate pictures of him on her social media, celebrating his achievements and showing her pride in the man he was becoming. The sudden shift in public perception, from seeing him as a successful model to seeing him as someone facing an assault charge, was a reminder of how quickly reputations can change in the digital age. Helena has faced the intensity of media scrutiny herself during her decades-long career, but seeing her son at the center of negative press surely brought a more personal and painful weight. Mingus, in his own right, has had a complicated relationship with fame. While he embraced modeling, working with major brands, and appearing in fashion campaigns, he also expressed discomfort with the invasive side of celebrity culture. In past interviews, he mentioned how paparazzi attention could be overwhelming, and how he often just wanted to live a normal life away from the spotlight. This desire for normalcy clashed with the reality of his arrest, which thrust him into headlines far beyond the fashion industry. The incident made it clear that no matter how much he might wish to live privately, his last name and family connections make that almost impossible. The public reaction to Mingus's arrest was mixed. Some were sympathetic, pointing out that he is still young and capable of learning from his mistakes. They argued that one poor decision should not define an entire life, especially for someone in their early 20s. Others were less forgiving, suggesting that with the privileges he enjoys, he should be even more mindful of his actions and the impact they could have. Social media amplified both perspectives, with conversations ranging from supportive comments about giving him a chance to grow to harsh criticisms that portrayed him as entitled or reckless. At its core, the story of Mingus's arrest speaks to the complexities of celebrity culture. Children of famous parents live lives of contradictions. They benefit from opportunities and privileges that come with their lineage, yet they also face scrutiny and judgment at levels most people will never experience. Every mistake becomes a headline, every misstep a scandal. For Mingus, the challenge now lies in how he chooses to move forward. Will he retreat further from the public eye, focusing on personal growth and keeping a low profile, or will he face the situation head-on, taking responsibility and using it as an opportunity to reshape public perception? Only time will tell. For Norman Reedus, whose career continues to thrive with the Walking Dead spin-offs and other projects, balancing the pride he feels in his work with the difficulties of supporting a son facing legal troubles is a test of fatherhood. His fans, many of whom see him as the ultimate tough, yet compassionate figure, have expressed overwhelming support, suggesting that they believe Norman will stand by his son no matter what. This unwavering loyalty from fans mirrors the loyalty Norman has shown to his family over the years. Helena Christensen, meanwhile, remains a figure of grace and resilience. Having endured the highs and lows of the fashion world, she knows better than most how quickly public opinion can shift. Her focus will almost certainly remain on guiding her son through this difficult time, offering him the wisdom of someone who has navigated fame for decades. Ultimately, Mingus's arrest is not just a sensational celebrity headline. It is a reminder of the human realities behind fame. Children of stars are not immune to mistakes. nor are they exempt from the struggles that come with growing up, making decisions, and dealing with the consequences. The difference lies in the fact that when they stumble, the world is watching. For Mingus, this moment may prove to be a turning point, one that either derails his path or strengthens his resolve to define himself on his own terms. Whatever the outcome, the incident underscores the delicate balance between privilege and pressure that comes with being born into a famous family. It is a story of mistakes, accountability, and the hope for growth. And while the headlines may focus on the scandal, those closest to Mingus will surely see it as just one chapter in a much longer story.